goes through exactly the call that I do at 10 o'clock. So you can actually say, hey, I tell you what, get to these slides and watch over these slides and look at the video from YouTube. Just share the video with them, and then once they finish looking at the slides, hearing the video, they got their own copy, or they can download their own copy. That's the cool thing about it. And then they can share this with somebody else that's not, that's short on time. So for example, this is what I did today. So I had a mailbox. I've been knowing the owner for several years, and I said, hey, check this out. I'm gonna let you keep this for a couple of days, the whole packet. Keep it for a couple of days, and I call it flipping your way to $1 million. Let me say that again. So what you do, you take a Post-it note and you stick it on the front. Stick it right here on the front. And the note is for you. It's literally for you. The note is for you. Okay? And on that note, in big bold letters, is when you open the page up, it should say flipping your way to $1 million. Flipping, and all you're doing is using the flip chart. And as you start the flip chart, it's going through the presentation, and the last slide in the presentation is showing the person that's going from $499,000 to $1 million in 16 weeks. Flipping your way to $1 million. But for you, the more you flip this chart, the closer you're going to get to $1 million. The closer you're going to get to $1 million. The more you flip this chart, the more you share it with people, the more you share the story that what's been happening, how we've been growing. I mean, Ali been knowing we go back about 10 months with you now, almost a year, or is it over a year now? Hold on, let me unmute you. Is it over a year now?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. So we started back when it was just, a simple, log into the site, and then boom, you had to go click on your charts, and had all the charts from every single person, to now they're seeing automation, and we still got one little tweak to do, but we're going to get there. So we got one little tweak to make happen, but flipping your way to $1 million. And guys, I promise you, the more you flip this chart, the more your bank account, your Bitcoin is going to grow, because people are not, they don't understand, first of all, what Bitcoin is, cryptocurrency. They don't understand about saving money, saving that 10%, and having a way to increase their cash flow on a daily basis so they can pay the bills. And that's what this Bitcoin system does. Our whole Bitcoin platform is allowing people to build a daily cash flow, right? That's in this chart too. So when you get like number 8 or 9, one of those slides, you get in there, and it shows this information in the back office. And hopefully you guys are seeing everybody, right? You're seeing the whole crew here. So when they see this chart, right? When they see this chart right here, the one with the boxes in it, it shows people making Bitcoin instantly. Get on 3 levels. That's making Bitcoin. They received 3 Bitcoins, 3 Bitcoin donations today, 3 more the next day. It's powerful. So when people start seeing that man, I'm actually making some serious money. And when they understand that a Bitcoin today is 48, I'm looking at it right now, it's $4,800. $4,800. So 48, 42, we knocking on the door of basically getting to that 5,000 mark, guys. And I believe that we may be hitting 6,000 before the end of the year happens. It was only projected about 8 months ago, 6 months ago, it was only projected to go to 4,000, 3 to 4,000. Because we was in when it was at 2,000, 1,300, 1,100, and then it was projected to go to $3,000 to $4,000 by December. Well, however, we blew right through that number. We hit 5, and then it started coming back down. It went back down to 3,000, and people thought it was over. Oh, I told y'all. I said, guys, you just don't get it. You don't understand. This Bitcoin is going back up. That's just for people to get another batch of it to get in because the numbers is going to break 6,000, it's going to break 10, it's going to break 20, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what's really going to happen. So we're going to have an open forum today. So Sheila, T. Gerard, and my man King Kong. I was happy to talk to you guys today. Al out there, I was happy to talk to you guys today. If you want to chime in, this is for us right now about the all access call. It's being recorded inside of the Facebook group. So people on Facebook in our group, they're seeing this too. So the folks that can't make the call, they're going to be on here. We are doing a call at 10 o'clock with the passive side, but we incorporate basically the MLS Bitcoin Club. I'm thinking we getting that gel is getting there. We're not there yet, but I think we getting there, and that's what I'm loving about the system. So if you want to interject something while we in this conversation, I want this to be an open forum today. I want this to be a conversation between us. What do you like? What do you like about our program? What kind of changes would you like to see if we need any changes? Do you like the way the education is going in the back office? Give me some, comments, updates, whatever, is all about us right now. Do you like the song? Let me know. Talk to me, guys. I really want you guys to talk to me and let me know how I'm doing as trying to lead this ship in the right direction. Who's first? Somebody talk to me.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Listen, man, I love the song. I have a little internet radio thing that I do, and in fact, I'm going to interview you and do something on the internet as well. We'll talk about that later. But actually, I'm doing a live broadcast as well while we're doing this show. So I'm broadcasting this show on Facebook as well. So we're trying to reach as many people as we can. What I really like is the fact that you're steering this ship and you're visible. You're here. You're putting in the work. You got the grind going on, man. And I appreciate that because the more I see you, man, the more inspired I become, and it just fires up the whole thing. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, TJ. I appreciate you. Y'all guys don't know, man. I love when people are willing to put the work in, the time, the energy to help me reach to more and more people. I love it, man. I'm just telling you, I appreciate all of you for really doing what you do.
All right.
I know I talked to King Kong the other day. His name is John. John is I don't want to say it wrong. I think John is from Vietnam, I believe. If he is, I know I'm meeting somebody in my area from Vietnam. Dr. K got me speaking to him Sunday. I'm going to meet him Sunday, and it's funny because the Asian community is all over Bitcoin. They are all over this. I mean, you talking about China, Japan. If they in Asia, they on Bitcoin, guys. We gotta teach our people. I know we gotta teach. We gotta teach. We gotta get more of our people in the community to start looking and learning about Bitcoin, because I'm talking about the black community.
Yes.
The minorities, most of the minorities. What's going on is that we are really working. Basically, we're working on sweat of our brow. That's what I want to say. We believe, we've been taught that if you're not working hard, breaking your back, that you are not really, I don't know what to say, a man, or you're not working by the sweat of your brow, you're not making an honest day's pay. That truth is not for me.
True.
That's not the truth for me. That is not true for me.
Me neither.
I just don't see it. And why we gotta be late? Why we gotta be late to the party? I don't want to be late to the party. I really and I'm saying that I'm smiling on my face, but it is a reality because so many people that they believe what they're doing is great. I get it, but don't you want to add some of this other currency to your back office? Don't you want to add just a little bit of cryptocurrency? You ain't got to stop doing what you're doing, but don't you want to add just a little bit? I mean, you gotta realize, guys, $1,000. If we had put $1,000 in April of last year, 2016, that was two bit. It was $486 for a Bitcoin. So that's two
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoins, almost two and a half. That would been worth 10 grand right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you still don't want to recognize Bitcoin
Right.
because of oh, what I'm doing is good, or what I'm doing is the best. No, no, it's not. It's, you got to open up your mind and see that Bitcoin is something that can change your life. It can make your dollars grow or go a lot further than what you're doing right now. Think about it. If your mortgage is $1,000 a month, and you have bought $1,000 in Bitcoin last year, you got today 10 months of mortgages
Right.
with the same $1,000 you had before.
Yes, sir.
It's now worth 10 months of your mortgage. That's called leverage. So when you think of it in that terms, you want to dive into the Bitcoin community, guys. You really do. You guys talk to me today. Tell me about the training. Have you been looking at the training? Have you been, I mean, you've been looking at the automated system. You like the way we got the Bitcoin set up being automated. Talk to me, guys. Tell me what's going on right now. What do you like or don't like? Talk to me.
I like everything.
Be more specific about what you like, Brother Ali. Be more specific what you
I
like.
like the whole shebang. Especially since we've added the passive piece. Passive is a recruiting tool now to approach people that might not be interested in the multi-level aspect. With
Right.
that piece, you can approach anybody with that piece.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You,
Yes,
you,
sir.
you don't have to bring any people in. You don't have to do anything but join and put up a little bit of money
Right.
and have one half of one brain cell in your head working, and you'll be okay here.
Yes,
Amen.
sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you there. That's why,
You know,
I look hard I look hard, guys, for the right passive income strategy. I've been looking. Literally, I've been like, I said, man, we got to just get something because we missing that piece
we
of the
got it.
passive side.
We
And I
got
said,
it.
we got to find something that's stable.
Mm-hmm.
They got some bad press, but the bad press, I gotta ignore that because in 8 years they've been paying, right? They're saying they're associated with some other groups. I don't even care what that means to me right now. They are paying. I just did a withdrawal today of 1,415 euros or worth of Bitcoin. Okay. Got the emails, supposed to be in 3 to 4 business days. It'll be in the account. So I see what's happening, and I really want to. I'm doing this not to reinvest it. I didn't want to reinvest everything. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
showing you how you can still take money out at the same time as you building your wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you an example. This give you one example. So you sign up. Um, well, let's break this down real quick before we can go there. So let's say you get to start with a 90 euro package for like $107. Your your mindset should be, well, I'm waiting. If I just wait on this package, it means I got to reinvest for the next 5 years, constantly over and over and over again. You got it? I gotta do this if I don't want to bring in any more money, and I'm not gonna bring anybody to it. That means 90 euros, just gonna work the plan. That means on week 34, I gotta go in my back office and I gotta press the button. You don't have to do anything for 34 weeks or 33 weeks. Because on the 34th week, they're gonna give you 90 euros back and it'll be in your account. Every week you'll see a little bit more grown in your account. And then on the 34th week, you got 90 more euros in there. What your job is to press the button to buy another 90 euro package so that it keeps growing. You got it? So now you can start to compound it. Then on week 51, you're going to do it again. So that means from 34th week to the 51 weeks, you're going to go ahead and that's 2 times it came in. Now you're going to take those 3 white packages. It now turns into a yellow package. So that's cool. But here's the other mindset you need to do with this. You got to look at your time horizon. So we got the passive income side. The time horizon has to say, okay, if you're in my category, 50 or up, we don't have a whole lot of time to be messing around.
Right.
We got to
Right.
put money. We got to get money to work for us now,
Yes, sir.
like today. I
Yes,
got to
sir.
get money into the system. So, how can I get money into the system without breaking my back for sweat on the job, somebody's job, or reaching into my pension or my mortgage money? How can I do that? I do that by introducing people. This is the key here, introducing people to the system. And the more people you introduce to the system, the numbers is going to take place of
Right.
all the no's that says, well, I really don't see it yet. Well, let me ask you a question. If you don't see this, what you really don't see is what you spending $90, 90 euros, I mean $107, or $200, or what do you really don't see? Or is it something like for the future? Do you don't want to start building your nest egg now? I mean, this is how I approach people. So it's really, if you say no, I get it. I'm fine. I'm moving on. But if you want a better future, let me ask you a question. Because I used to ask this question all the time when I was started doing marketing. I would always ask them, what better plan are you working on right now than what we're showing you right here? What's your better plan? Because if your plan is a little bit better than this, tell me so I may join you. And what your plan is. Oh, I really don't have a plan right now. That's the problem. You don't have a plan, but I'm giving you a plan that can help you grow, and you don't want the plan that I'm showing you. I tell you what, take a day or two, look after this. Don't make a decision now. I'm not rushing you, but take a day or two and look at it. Because if your plan is to be financially free in the next 10 years, and all you have right now is a job, and a job means just over broke, and that means that you are going to work every single week. You're going to work first for the whole week, then you're going to get paid in 2 weeks or a month, and then you're going to get that money, you're going to spend it, and then you got to make some more money, so you're going to go do the same thing again. How can you get outside that box? And that's what I tell people. How do you get outside that box? See, if you don't open up your ideas about making money, you're gonna stay in the box until you get in your 30s, your 50s, your 60s, and your 70s before you wake up that you got to get out that box.
Lord,
There is a book in our back office called The Richest Man in Babylon. One day we're gonna do an actual lesson on Richest Man in Babylon. And the cool thing is, the Richest Man in Babylon, he talked to some older gentlemen, was his friends. But Arcad was the richest man in Babylon. And so his friends came to him because Banseer was one of his friends, and another guy that was a lyre player. And he said, how come your life is so much different than ours? And now Arcad was 310. So let me give you a history lesson. A score is 20 years. So he's 310. That means he's 70. He's 70 years old. His friends is also 70 years old. And so his friends asked him, why did your life turn different than us? We had the same teachers, the same masters, right? They call teachers. We had the same neighborhood. We had everything the same. You was no more brilliant than me. You didn't excel in anything more than what I did. And this is how he replied to them. He said, if you did not learn the lessons of our master way back then about if you want information on how to do something, do the research and learn about that lesson. Learn the lesson. If you want to build more income, you did not learn the lessons of creating wealth. This is another thing that stuck to me that I really love about this book. He said, I had a choice to sit back and he was a scribe. So what is a scribe? A scribe was a person that wrote on tablets with a chisel and a hammer and just tap it, and they get paid on that. They make a little bit of shekels and they get paid on that. And it's back breaking work. The smells, headaches, and all that stuff. And he says, I want to learn how to become wealthy. He talked to one of the guys named Alchemist. He was the richest man at that time, and he said, "You're a very wealthy man. I want to know the secrets of becoming wealthy, like you." And the man said, "You are a forward youth." And he says, "But we'll make it a bargain. You finish this task, and then by the morning, I'm gonna come back, and if this task is complete, I'm gonna give you the wisdom that got me from being a sheep herder to one of the richest men in Babylon." So he came back the next day, and the cool thing was is that when he finished the task, he said, "This is what you're asking for. This is the secret to what you need to become financially free for the rest of your life." He said, "If you save a portion of all you earn, is yours to keep. That portion must not be less than 10%. So he said, "That's it? That can't be it." He said, that's enough to make me one of the richest men, a gold exchanger, help people get out of, help people go to the money lenders, which I am the money lender. It helped me become from a sheep herder to a money lender. I got so much gold that I got to lend it out. And when I lend it out, I'm making more money back on my gold. Now you think about this, it's 5,000 years ago. Now look at today and look at what we're doing. He said, what if you save what you have worked for the last 10 years, and you had saved 10% of everything that you earned for those last 10 years? Where would you be right now?
Wow.
How much money would be in your account right now? What would your life be right now? What you have money to invest in right now? Most of us in our age groups, 35, 40 years old, 50 years old, most people don't even save $10 a month. A month, not pay period, a month.
Right, a month.
Because we have $0 in the bank, less than $1,000 in the bank. That's a crisis in America right now, right? So these same lessons that was taught back 5,000 years ago to today is all coming to be the same way. What my mission is, and what you see me displaying in our back office all the time, is that 10% has got to get to you. That 10%, that 10%, that 10%. So if you can, I think somebody's got their TV on. I'm hearing some background noise. Let me go ahead and see if I can help you out real quick. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got you. So the 10%, the cool thing about the 10% is this, is that if you're building a Bitcoin club, here's the beauty of it. If you're building a Bitcoin club, what that's going to do is give you enough Bitcoin to save 10%. If you get a half a Bitcoin, that means you got 0.50 Bitcoin. You can save 0.05. You can just put it off to the side. You can make multiple in your Bitcoin, your BitPay wallets. You can create multiple accounts. So you can say one account is for my savings, one account is for a Bitcoin club, one account is for the passive income side, one account is for whatever other program you got going on. You can create different accounts inside the same BitPay wallet, so you can just look and then get an address for each one, and then as money's coming in, boom, it goes right to the address. That's cool. But if you remember to save your 10% on everything that you do for the next 4 months, 6 months, he said this is the key to that wealth, is that you're planting a money tree. When you plant a money tree, the faster you can get that Bitcoin in the ground, in the system. What system we talking about? Passive income system. As soon as you can get that first one in there, the first one, this is really key to the people that are only doing 90 euros or $107. You got your first one in. Now you got to think about, okay, I'm going to work a little bit here. I'm going to make a little bit here. I'm going to make a little sell here on this. I'm going to do a little bit of that. I'm going to get people into the Bitcoin club. I can take another piece out of that, take another $107 and put it into the system of the passive income side. Now I got 2 white packages. You see, you got to have this focus to get where you want to go. And I truly believe that you guys are going to be the leaders of the system. Now, let me say why I'm telling you this. So, in the richest man in Babylon, the king had a decree for the richest man in Babylon. Here was his decree. His name was Arcad. The king says, listen, Arcad, I want to make our country, our city, the richest city in the world. He said, can this be taught? Arcad said, sire, what a man learns, it can also be taught. We can teach it. We can teach it to other people. He says, great. The chancellor is going to go out and get 100 students. Think about what I'm saying to you. The chancellor is going to go out and get 100 students. And they're going to come in and they're going to go and they're going to learn from Arcad how to become financially free and to become rich. And then they're going to go out and start their own schools and teach those other people to become rich. Those 7 laws. There are 7 key components of becoming rich. The first component was the 10%. Save 10% to a lean purse. Save the 10%. The second one was to let those babies, that 10% that you're growing, it must produce babies. So wait a minute. So I started thinking about the passive income side. What are we doing with the passive income? Our money that's going inside of the passive income is being reused to create more babies so it can produce a bigger harvest. Think about it. You put 90 euros in, it's produced 90 euros, right? You still got 90 euros working for you. Now you got 180. You put another 90 in, now you got 270. Those things are making more and more babies. Before you know it, you had 1,000 euros. Before you know it, you had 2,000 and 5,000 and 10,000. And you start making a package every day, every week. You start making packages. Once you get to the point where you're making 4, 5, and 6 packages a week, that means you're making 1 package a day, averaging 1 package a day. 1 package a day. Before you know it, you got 2 packages coming in a day. That means you got more and more money being compounded, and you can start bringing money out to do what? What do you really want to do with the money that's coming out? You must eliminate the debt. What debt we talking about? Your home debt, your car debt, your credit card debt, people ask me, well, which debt should I tackle first? The credit cards, the car, the home, which one you could do first? There's different techniques on this. One of them would be if you have an extra 500 euros or $500 coming in your account, you can pay it toward the credit card bill, or you could pay it toward your house, your principal in your house. To your principal, not the interest. You pay the principal of the house, not the interest. So there's other ways you can do it. You can pay off the cars first because you have more money coming in. You can do so much more by just learning how to create the cash flow, eliminate the debt. Create the cash flow, eliminate the debt. And before you know it, you got so much cash flow coming in that there is no more debt. And that's the point where you reaching it. That's the point you're hitting your 300,000, 500,000, and now you're bringing out $20,000, $40,000 a week, and then all of a sudden, now you planted that tree, and when your account start hitting 20, 30, 45,000 a week, you just created a tree that's got a whole bunch of branches with shade in it, so that you can get underneath that tree, and you can go party, live your life the way you want to live it. That's the key to wealth, guys. It's not about, I'm buying another fancy car. You could do that too, right? But my age, I don't want to go get me a Ferrari. For one, I can't stoop that low. I don't want to go that low into a car, right? People says, I'm gonna go buy me another house. I'm gonna do a lot more things. I'm gonna go do a lot more things that I can do because I got the money to do it, right? But the thing is, you should have something to give back. This is me. Now I'm talking from my own consciousness, what I do. I know for a fact that I grew up in the projects. I seen a lot of bad stuff in the projects. I mean, dope deals and drug addicts and crime and people pissing and stuff in the hallways is crazy. I seen a lot. So I know that if I had the opportunity, and when I was in the projects, a mentor to mentor me on how to become financially free. Now I did have a mentor. His name was Saifu Wu Chi. He was a good guy. He taught us kung fu, kung fu for the kids. We didn't even have money to pay him. He just taught us, kung fu, and it kept us out of the streets. It kept us learning. And the cool thing is, he worked with me, and that was my mentorship for me in the projects. But as making money, financial mentorship, we had none. We had none. Now we had people come around with knots of $100 bills, but they was on the wrong side of the law, right? The wrong side. Can't do that side. How do you do it legally? And so those mentors are missing inside of those weak areas. And your countries, there are. I thought the projects of Newark, New Jersey was the worst place ever until I joined the service. And then when I got to see the world, oh my God, we was living like kings in the projects. Living like kings. You talking about a solid building. You had a roof over your head, solid. Elevator didn't work, but it was solid. You had bricks. You had electricity. You had garbage pickup. You had all this stuff. And then when I started seeing around the world, especially in India, you have people that actually live in little shacks and they trying to find food around because there's so many people. And then I went to Germany and it was so clean. And then even the slums, it was clean. The slums was clean. They call those the slums. That's the name of slums. It's a trip when people say, well, I live in the projects and you got grass in front of your projects. You got grass, right? In front of your home. You walk out your door, you got grass. It didn't relate to me. I said, that's a condo. You don't, I look at life now totally different, right? It's how many people I can help now that I'm in this age. I'm seeing what we have done, and how can we help more people? So if you make a mission statement within your own family, what do you want to accomplish with the money? It may give you a big enough why to take more action. It may, right? A big enough why I can help more people. A big enough why that I can help more of my relatives. A big enough why that I can help fix my neighborhood with a roof, or fix the fence, something that I can pay for, or a big enough why to put money into some new schools for the kids to go to. Something like that. That's what I'm talking about. So for the folks out there on the internet, that may be something you want to do. Think about it. The business is going to work itself. And what we could do is just keep working the business and make it happen. So that's my little philosophy, guys. I'm going to stop right here. I appreciate you guys getting online with me. Unless you got something to say, you want to add to that conversation, because we got another call to do at 10 p.m. If you want to say anything else, you can unmute your mics. Talk to me. It's all good. We got a lot.
The call to 10 is on the passive?
It's on the passive side, yes. We're gonna do the whole thing passive, yes, passive, and the whole approach with the videos, with the slides. Now the reason I do that with the slides, here's a technique that you can do. So you got the slides here, and then you can print the slides off, and you can give them to a person you're going to see, or you say, hey, print these slides off, and then as they're going through the presentation with the videos, you say, go, just follow through the slides, because the same slides they're looking at is the same slides that we're going through the presentation with. And it's gonna be a relationship from what I'm saying to what they're seeing, and before you know it, it's producing more students like Arcad. Hello, I'm going back to Richest Man Babylon. Listen, I'm gonna let you guys go. I appreciate it. I will see you guys back at 10 o'clock. I'm so excited. I mean, I guess you can tell I'm excited. I stay excited. I really do. I stay excited because I know your life is going to get better. If you put a little bit of work in, your life is going to get better. Why? Because the Bitcoin side pays out instantly. Instantly. it pays out, right? The passive side is paying out weekly. So you get both the best of both worlds, and you can build that money tree. With that being said, guys, you guys have a great night. I enjoyed this conversation today. You guys have a great night. I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock. If not, it's going to be recorded. It's going to be on YouTube. That way we can share it out to everybody who wants to on YouTube. You guys take care. God bless everybody.
God bless you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Derry Perkinson, the founder of the MLS Bitcoin Club, massive leverage system, Bitcoin Club. And we hope that you enjoyed all that information that he shared. And once again, this is T. Gerard Williams, your host and your executive producer of the T. Gerard Williams Show. And as always, my friends, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye now.